Male plugs, Kanye shrug, hitting numbers that matter.
Millions. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stop working or none of that. I'm just saying don't disagree with something that's pretty much factual in so many words. Like if you're gonna go to work and you making $50,000 a year, and you can work on your own stuff and make $100,000 a year, which one would be the more, the most sensible thing to do? I wasn't just saying you have to quit your job or nothing like that. I was just asking her which one is more sensible to her. And for her to be like, well, the most sensible thing to me or the best, you know what I'm saying, is to go to work for somebody else. And that mentality to me was like, okay, you just don't want to agree with me saying that the best thing for anybody would be to work for themselves and to make their own money. It was just more so like, I really felt like she was just disagreeing just to disagree, just so she could say, just to be like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with you. I don't think that's right. And then it finally got to the point where I literally just had to ask her. I said, well, look, just answer this question for me. Which one do you think is smarter? And then that's when I gave her the breakdown again for like the third or fourth time. And I just made it a clear, easy question. Which one is the smartest thing to do? Go to work for somebody else and make $50,000, or work for yourself and make $100,000? Which one is the smartest thing to do? And of course she agreed, well, of course, working for myself and making $100,000. Okay then, that was the whole discussion the whole time. But once again, maybe it was because of the way I was saying it to her. Maybe it's because she just didn't want to say, I don't want to work. I don't know what it was. But it definitely felt as though it was just a disagreement for no reason. You know what I mean? Like for no reason. And I'm talking to her like, look, I'm trying to lead. I'm a man. I'm trying to show you, you know what I'm saying, what we need to be doing. I mean, I'm not knocking you. You want to work for the rest of your life, do what you do. But while you over there working, we going to be over here. I'm going to be over here, setting up some generational wealth, because I know that your job is not going to help put us in that position. So, but yeah, so that's just something that happened to me. Just threw that out there.
The black family. We don't care about the future of the black community. We're not trying to raise strong, African-minded, resilient children who can carry on the liberation struggle for African people worldwide. No. I want a nice house, a nice car, a fine woman. I want a nice house, a nice car, a handsome man. I'm not interested in no black family, legacy, or none of that. I just want to live a comfortable life. The purpose of getting married for me is a comfortable life. It ain't about building or contributing to nothing. The relationship is based on selfishness. The relationship is based on selfishness. Me, I. I tell people all the time, if you're not willing to sacrifice some of your individuality, you're not worthy of a commitment. If you're not willing to compromise your behavior, you're not worthy of a marriage. A relationship is a collaboration, not a co-optation. Let me say this again. A relationship is a collaboration, not a co-optation. Many of us, our relationships are not collaborations. They are co-optations. You got into this relationship to co-opt him for your own purposes. You got into this relationship to co-opt her for your own purposes. It was a co-optation. It was a takeover. I'm taking over your life. I'm going to hijack your life so you can serve mine. I'm going to hijack your life so you can serve mine. That is a co-optation. A collaboration says, let's sit down and talk about what you want out of this, what I want out of this, to see if we can somehow end up on the same page and move forward towards a commitment. Collaboration is give and take. Collaboration is a business arrangement. Many of us are not collaborating. We are co-opting other people's lives. Collaboration versus co-optation. Which one are you into right now? Your relationship that you're in right now, is it a collaboration or was it a co-optation?
My relation was a collaboration. I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm single. But if I was, like what I'm doing now with young ladies and dating, I'm single. I'm not in no relationship or nothing, but I'm definitely looking for collaborators. Absolutely. And it's hard to find. It's hard to find somebody, you know, willing to collaborate. A lot of these young ladies, they're not trying to collaborate. That's not what they own.
Take over his life? Did you take over her life? Did she take over your life? Did he take over your life? Is your relationship a hijacking of your personal freedom? Is your relationship a hijacking of your personal freedom, or is it a collaboration? Important question you have to ask yourself. Moving on to number 4, religious imperialism. If you don't believe as I believe, you can hit the road. If you don't believe as I believe, you can hit the road. Well, here's what I have to say to that. If you're willing to end a relationship over religious differences, I need to understand why that wasn't brought out in the beginning. Religions and religious expectations, you could talk about that on the first date as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Because that's a non-negotiable. Non-negotiables can come out kind of early because they're non-negotiable. If your religion is non-negotiable, if your husband or wife has to be a Muslim or a Christian, if your husband or wife has to be a Muslim, a Christian, a Hebrew, an African traditionalist, a Seventh-day Adventist, a Mormon, whatever you into, a Methodist, an Episcopalian, if your husband, if your wife has to be religiously yoked to your specific faith, why wasn't that known before the relationship started? Let me answer the question. The reason that wasn't known before the relationship was started is because you thought you could do what? Co-opt them. It was a co-optation. That's a perfect example of a co-optation. Somebody whose religion is a non-negotiable, but they don't tell you it's non-negotiable. They don't tell you during the dating game. They don't tell you during the dating game that you're going to have to become a Muslim or this isn't going to work. No, you just hope that she falls in love with you first and loves you so much that you can manipulate or force her to being a Muslim. Hey. Or you just waiting for him to fall in love with you or love you so much that he just decides, I'm going to go ahead and be a Christian so I can keep this woman. So much. That is a co-optation.
That's not happening. Not
that is
not 2023. That's not happening at all. I don't see that happening at all. That was
an emotional
That was
burglary.
back in the day. They might have did that.
I'm going to get you right where I want you, and then I'm going to snatch your heart by making you join my religion.
That don't even work.
Or I'm going to make you join my religion, but I'm going to first snatch your heart.
Nope.
That was a highway rob. You just pulled off a scam, an emotional scam, a relationship scam. I'm going to wait till they love me. Then I'm going to let them know what my non-negotiables are. That's the problem with black male-female relationships. We don't want to tell people what we really expect from them until we have them emotionally tied up.
Definitely facts.
We don't want to tell people what we really expect from them until we have them emotionally tied up. We don't want to tell people what we really expect from them until we have them emotionally. That is wrong. People should know what you expect before their emotions get involved. Let's go to number 5.
Number 5. Fish dinner.
Poor conflict resolution skills. I'm not interested in your needs, only mine. People often say black people, we have poor conflict resolution skills. Black male-female relationships, we have poor conflict resolution skills. Do you want to know why? It goes back to our disagreeableness. Number 1, we often think that we're worth more than our partner. That's number 1. Black people always think they bring more to the table than the other person. That's a big problem we have. We have a problem seeing each other as equal. One of us gotta have the upper hand because we've been conditioned by the white power structure to believe all black people are less than. So if all black people are less than, then whoever I date must also be less than me. So that's part of the reason why we can't solve our relationship conflicts. Big reason why. Because we always think we're more important to the relationship than the other person.
Not me. I don't think that. I don't be thinking that, Dr. Umar.
Even if you think you are, you need to humble yourself so you can solve this conflict so the relationship can proceed and grow and develop and nourish. So you can have good prosperity in your romantic future with your husband or wife, with your king or your queen, with your mate or your partner. But you go to the situation saying, listen, I've already done more than you.
I don't know what happened to the video, y'all, but it's cool.
I make more money than you, so why do I need to worry about your needs? I spend more time than with the kids with you, so what do I care what your issues is about the house being clean? I pay all the bills, so what do I care about spending time with the kids? We always have this arrogant energy that we take to the other partner, this arrogance we got that destroys relationships. It's like kryptonite. We're so arrogant. We always find a little niche to make ourselves think we've done more than the other person. And because we now believe this based on this niche, any concern that they want to address with us, we automatically throw it out the window. Stop being selfish. Selfishness has no place in a relationship. If you need a sexual contract, then go enter into a sexual contract with somebody. That's what prostitutes are for. You can pay them for sex, you can go home. You don't pay them to have sex, you pay them to go home when you're done.
Yeah. Facts.
Do you understand?
Big
And I'm
pimping.
talking to men and
Big pimping
women.
out there.
You don't pay a prostitute to have sex, you pay them to leave when the sex is over.
Deuces.
So if you don't want any obligation to the opposite sex, go get you a prostitute.
You know what
you
to
don't
do.
need a relationship.
You know what to do.
Relationships are give and take. Relationships are transactional. They are transactional. They are business relationships. If all you want is some sex, go get a prostitute, because a relationship is not for that. There's much more to it. The sex is the reward of the relationship. It is not the goal of the relationship. The sex is the reward of the relationship.
Facts.
It's not the goal of the relationship. The sex is the reward of the relationship. It's not the goal. Let's go on. Number 6. This is what I call too many confidants. Too many confidants.
Too many friends.
Some of us fail to realize that a relationship is a private, contractual, should be contractual, agreement between a man and a woman. It is private. Business dealings are private. You don't see Nike airing out its differences amongst its board of directors on the media. You don't see the NBA airing out its differences with its board of directors on the television. You don't see Walmart or CNBC or Mercedes-Benz airing out the differences that exist among its major stakeholders and board members in front of their neighbors. But that's exactly what we love to do. We want the world to know what's going on in our house. Poor confidentiality is a recipe for relationship failure. And along with that, having too many confidants. Too many confidants. Now, I'll say this from experience, and I'll use my therapeutic experience as well. Women have a bigger problem with this than men. Men may have 1 or 2 confidants. Women will have 50 confidants. Mother, father, aunt, uncle, best friend, soror, co-worker, next door neighbor, godmother. You do not have a right to tell that man's business to everybody you know, but y'all do that. And then the man leaves you, and then you try to accuse him of taking advantage of you. No, he didn't. You talk too much. You talk too much. And sometimes men talk too much too.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the men can talk more than a woman. Too many confidants is a recipe for disaster. I know for me, I need to know how many confidants my queen has, because my work is too important, too critical, I'm too prominent for me to have a woman who's going to discuss our problems with anybody.
And I'm going to go as far as to say confidants. Fuck that. Male friends. The male friends that these young ladies, claim they have. Oh, this is my brother from high school. Oh, he's my cousin. It's like the cousin to me. Oh, he like my stepbrother. I don't go for it. Like, in my opinion, if he family like that and y'all friends like that, then I should be meeting him around like in the beginning. Like, it shouldn't be no later on in the future. No, I should know about him off top, and I should be meeting him off top. And me personally, I'm probably only gonna go for maybe 1, 2 at the most. But I'm probably not even gonna go for 2. Probably 1. You can have 1 male friend, and once again, he has to be a real friend, like a real friend, like somebody that's not trying to hit, a real friend. So, and if he come around and I meet him, and he seem like he fishy